Guardians, man, split a pair with the Tigers yesterday.
Yeah.
Gave the second one away. Eli Morgan was.
He's been awful.
He has been. They
the
got
last couple of months. He's been awful, and Brian Shaw's been awful too.
I got to tell you, I still think Brian Shaw has it. I still think he has it. He's had a couple of recent outings where he's looked very good.
Yeah.
He still throws 95, and he still has an 82-mile-an-hour curveball that breaks 18 inches.
I never trust him in a big spot.
Well, that's because of what happened here once upon a time. But he has good stuff.
How about Jimenez in that first game? Oh, again with these stupid Browns facts.
There it is. Go ahead.
I hate this idea.
Listen, I love this idea. One-time thing. I'm sorry.
I think it's a great idea.
It does help.
Keep those coming.
So obnoxious. The first game of the doubleheader. So, I mean, Jimenez has been so clutch. I talked about this on my podcast.
Did it in both
today.
games yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And they really let that one get away. Rosario's been great. Had a terrible day in the doubleheader. I think he went 0 for 7.
Two double plays.
Yeah,
in big spots.
In big spots. The first one was runner on first, nobody out. And then the second one, I think they had first and second, one out. They already scored a run.
Or
it was the eighth
inning.
It was 5-4, first and second, one out.
Right.
I thought, it's not just Francona. A lot of teams do this now with young pitchers. I thought, what's his name, Xavier Curry, the kid who pitched the second game.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him keep going. I know he gave up 2 runs in the 5th inning, but it wasn't like they were smacking him around.
But Bull, with the quality arms that they have in their bullpen, the Guardians' bullpen is so deep.
I know, but
it was his first. You were afraid of letting a team go through the lineup a third time against him.
I just thought he gave up runs on like bloops. It was like ground ball singles, and the base hit he gave up.
No, the leadoff hit. Was one down the third base line that you had to leave go foul. It didn't.
Right.
And then the next guy, it should have been nobody out in that inning.
Right.
Or 2 out, nobody on. The ball falls in center field between Quan and the kid that's playing center.
It's like I'm there.
Night.
Yeah. This strategy, boy, I tell you.
We lost our
No, not at all.
No. Yeah. But, and then even like the base hit he gave up that made it 3-2. Like, that was a great pitch that the guy just went out and got and served it out there. I don't know. I want to see these young guys. Give them a chance. They get into trouble, give them a next inning, and then obviously Morgan gives up the back-to-back home run.
I had another idea. In addition to the occasional Deshaun Watson facts popping up to keep their attention, we need maybe some like action movie music. So it's like bum 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 bum.
By the way, the crowd once again embarrassing yesterday.
Not great.
Games.
I mean, that's just. I know the Tigers stink, but
By the way, the team started the day in first place by 2.5 games.
How about this? The home run Jimenez hit to give him the lead in the first game was off Andrew Chafin, left-handed pitcher for the Tigers. It was really good.
Changeup, I think, wasn't it? That was a home run that he hit in the second game.
It was the first home run he'd given up to a lefty since like August 20th of last year.
This is like
almost
a 1960s game show.
Since that pitcher had given up a home run to a lefty.
Wow. Jimenez has been incredible.
Well, listen. All right, so this is the thing we talked about.
Yeah.
You said it earlier. Yes, the Guardians are going to have ebbs and flows, right? There are ups and peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
And I thought Earl brought up a good question. Did they peak too much, too early?
No, I don't believe it.
Because here's the thing. I mean, they could. How many games are left in the season?
46, I think.
It's 40 or something. You don't see where there's a stretch where they could lose 6 out of 7.
I think absolutely that will happen again.
They will. They're a young team.
See what I'm saying?
And the back end of the season is rough from what I understand.
But at least they're home.
Yeah.
I don't even buy that they're peaking right now. I mean, your best player, Jose Ramirez, is not playing great.
Well, they've won 8 of 10, so I mean.
No, but they've done that a few times this year.
And they usually follow that by losing 7 in a row.
Right. Hopefully they can avoid a longer. Obviously, you'll go through a week where you're not playing as well, but hopefully they can avoid it being 2 weeks.
I'll contribute something to this. I did see an interesting stat that caught my eye, and that's that one of the things they're attributing their success to is that I didn't know that they were first in the AL in steals. And
they're running a lot
in all of baseball.
Yeah, they're running a lot.
I had no idea, and that's so that's putting everybody in scoring.
5 guys with double-digit steals.
One of the things that helps a team is when its superstar is the hardest plays harder than anybody else. And so the rub-off factor with Jose Ramirez running everything out, hustling, very smart base runner. He'll know when a pitcher's has maybe lulled him, he's not looking at him anymore, and he'll just go and swipe the bag. And the dugout is all these young kids are watching him.
Particularly through a young team, too.
Yes.
You got a bunch of vets on there, they're like, I remember when I had hope. But when it's a bunch of kids, they're like, oh, we all got to be like
You're a pitcher. we talked about it. We're laughing and joking and saying how Ricky Henderson and Kenny Lofton, Tim Raines, ain't nobody about to let you steal the base. How the hell are they letting these guys steal bases? I thought that was you could throw
it's
people
not
out.
as much a focus of the game.
So the game has evolved to the point where bunting and running have been completely washed out of the sport, unfortunately, because the analytics guys will tell you that.
Oh, sack bunts are so dumb. I hate sack bunts.
Well, I'm okay with them in certain spots. If it's 2-1 in the 8th inning and you're facing the ace and you get a guy on base, you got to move him over, Bull. You got to get him in scoring position.
It depends. You would have to tell me specifically who's hitting, who's on deck.
Well, that's
generally
unfortunately the analytics players. They don't take that into account.
Yeah.
So the analytics does not like base stealing. Why?
No.
Well,
because there's other ways to score runs. Now the game has become this. Swing away. Swing from your heels. If you strike out 150 times, that's all good, as long as you hit 35 home runs. Because the long play on the math, it's just like going for 2 in the NFL. If the league average of converting on 2-point conversions is 52%, and it's just right there at the cusp, then the book says you need to do it every time. Because if you convert at the league average, you're going to score 2 more than every other time.
I would, if I were a head coach in the NFL, go for it every time.
Well,
almost every time.
There's been a couple of coaches that have tried that, and here's why this doesn't work. If you get the reputation, see, they're taking the big sample size of numbers. Right. And traditionally, when you're going for 2, you're down 15 and you need to make it a 2-score game. Okay?
Sure.
When a team always goes for 2, like there was a year where the Steelers decided, just going to do it. Just going to go for 2 every time. Well, now what the book doesn't take into account is defenses are game planning all week for your 2-point plays.
And the statistics can't adjust to that.
And
because you have old
statistics you can't bake that into a number.
Agreed, but it also depends on who I have at quarterback. We're going
the same
off
thing
track
as that's the same thing as why people aren't bunting.
So in baseball, when they crunch these analytics numbers, they've gone long term and they've figured out how many times sacrifice bunts are successful. And if the percentage isn't to the point where if you've got a 300 hitter up 3 in 10 times, that man is going to get a hit. If the successful bunt ratio for the entire league is 25%, he's better off swinging away. It's all a numbers play. Now, I hate that because it doesn't take into account close and late. It doesn't take into account the individual bunter that's
I
at
think
home
the
plate.
managers probably take that
That's
into account
where the
to some
gut
degree.
comes in. So the manager knows, hey, I've got this guy. He's a great bunter. Screw the book. I'm going to have him drop one down.
But that's part of the problem, too, is not a lot of great bunters.
No, because the game has de-emphasized the bunt as a play, they don't spend a lot of time in developmental leagues teaching guys how to properly bunt.
That also creates opportunity, though, because now less people are bunting, so it's unexpected, so maybe you can surprise some people.
I do think running is coming back a little bit.
It absolutely is coming back.
The bunting's not, but the running is.
The numbers are coming back up on stolen bases. But Tito is a guy who he's looking at his team. They can't hit home runs. I think this team has 3 players with double-digit home runs.
Franmil Reyes is still 4th on the team in homers with 9.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
So because they can't hit home runs, you've got to do it a different way.
Yes.
Earl Weaver, when he was with the Orioles, he lived off the 3-run home run.
Right.
Get him on, over the fence. Yeah. Well, Terry's looking at what he has. I think he's the smartest manager in the game. He looks at what he has. He's like, I've got some young, fast guys.
Let him run.
Let's go.
Love it.
Let's take the
it's
wheels
helping
off.
my fantasy team, I'll tell you that.
And it helps. It helps.
Oh, go ahead.
We got to do top 5.